My father left before I was born. I think as a young boy in a single mother home came a lot of anger, a lot of confusion, a lot of questions about my value. Grew up in the church, even though I got baptized at 8 years old, memorized verses in French, but I wasn't a Christian myself. Finding a guy that I looked up to by the time I was 16, wanted to be around me, wanted to include me in what he was doing. And that's where I learned how to manufacture meth. For one, I felt good from the substances I was using, and for two, I had somebody that even kind of felt like love. Then I continued in that lifestyle until I was 21 years old, expelled from school. Hadn't talked to my parents for years. My fiance, who is my wife now, was gone in a different town, going to college, and just kind of moving on in life. I didn't feel that I had anybody else to blame other than myself. In a really dangerous situation, I felt that my life was at stake. My stepdad graciously came and picked me up. Fast forward a little bit, my life kind of went in the opposite direction of the drug lifestyle. I had lived this wild, crazy party lifestyle, and I had lived this productive, driven type of pursuit. But I felt, I would probably say, more lost and more miserable. Then my mother called me and said, hey, there's this program. And I was like, man, I don't need treatment. That's back in the day. I still have that pride, even though I was miserable. But she gave me a number, and I agreed in the parking lot. I would call this director. And I called him. What do you do? And I said, I drank a little bit and do some socially acceptable things there. And he said, well, then why are you calling me? Why are you calling for help? And I said, I don't know. I just feel lost. I feel empty. And I feel like I'm a really good guy. Like I just keep following my heart, and I keep ending up in these hopeless situations. I'm just miserable. And he asked me if I had a Bible, and of course I said, yes, I did. He said, read Jeremiah 17:9 and call me back. That makes sense. I've been following after a lie my entire life, and I wanted to know more. So my wife and I had talked, and of course she encouraged me to go. That night I got there and met a bunch of guys that were there, and they were all smiling and happy, and they got back from work and they were all dirty and just got back from a full day's worth of work, but they had something that I didn't have, and I wanted that. And I remember that night laying in my bunk bed above some guy that I hardly even knew. I don't know if I was saved that night, but I remember like that week, just being the first week, asking Jesus to take over my life and professing him as Lord, and that I needed a Savior clearly. I knew I needed to be saved for myself. I'm so thankful for even the stuff that I've gone through before coming to Christ, and growing up without a dad, and knowing what it means to go down that route of addiction. And it makes me think of Corinthians, where it says that the God of all comfort comforts us in our affliction, so that we can comfort others with the same comforts we've received.